Hey guys, I'm Kel Balase. I'm the co-founder of Carbon Copy, and also one of the co-founders of the Ranch Meetup here in Houston. So I have a special guest today. His name is Joe Garcia, a local Houston real estate broker, and he owns a transaction coordination company. He's actually done a few deals with me that's more focused on the creative side. So, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce Joe Garcia for with Move Houston Real Estate. So, Joe, tell me about yourself. How'd you get started in this business, and tell us about your journey.
All right. First of all, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on your show. So, what I was, what I would say, how did I get started? I got started actually as an electrician. I wanted to own rental property, so I got a real estate license. Um, Now, you know, 13, 14 years later, you don't really need a real estate license to buy more rental property. Um, so, been an agent 14 years, broker for five. I've been into single family rentals, flips, buying sub twos, renting them, wrapping them, selling them right away. Um, I say sub twos, and what I mean by that is just generally like seller finance. Sub two is
Hmm.
just a seller finance. So
Okay, cool. So, what are you currently doing? What's your like, I guess, your focus on in real estate, and what's your main strategy, I guess?
main strategy. That's a good one. So I've kind of opted out of flips for a little bit until my son gets older. Um, but even just walking properties, I can feel it like, oh, I just want to be part of this again. Um, so right now, my main focus is putting deals together. Matchmaking to a sense, but also sometimes the deals get sent to us to get closed as a transaction coordination side of it. And picking up the pieces on the other side or on both sides to really just make deals happen is really I guess the art to it,
Yeah.
and that's what I focus on right now.
Got it. Got it. Okay, cool. So, um, instead of the operations of actually doing the real estate, you've taken a step back to focus on family and also your transaction coordination business and real estate business. So I have a similar kind of view right now as well because I'm, building a tech company and also I have a daughter,
Hmm.
2 years and 8 months, and focusing on the ranch as well. So I kind of took a step back managing, flips and rentals and stuff like that. And as we mature as a business owner and real estate investor, so it seems like, there's a switch sometimes that we turn on and turn off
Hmm.
and switch strategies, depending on where you're at your journey.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, believe me, like I'm still chasing something larger, but it's just like being the day to day on a flip is just it's time consuming. Um, and I enjoy it so much I want to let it consume my time. Like I love looking at construction and seeing how things can be done better or how they were done wrong or um, if they're functioning as they should be.
Got it.
Um,
So I
mhm.
guess my question to you now is like, now that you're not part of the operations, so can you tell me what your normal week looks like for you?
What my normal week looks like. It's basically the same thing every day, which sounds terrible, um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pretty structured. Drop my son off, come to the office, work till about 5, go pick him up from daycare, and then the rest of the day is just him and my wife. That's it. So it's over. Um, in let's say I think more of detail of it. Um, I host a morning call. It's a just a team meeting, but it's actually open
Mm-hmm.
to other people that are in the transaction coordination business, so that they can learn and see what the process looks like of a sub two transaction or a seller
Wow.
finance, a straight seller finance, or a hybrid. Um, and especially in these sub twos that people are so just, just risk adverse, just going straight. They're not even looking at a mortgage statement. They're not looking at the notes or the other liens on the property. It's kind of crazy. People close on this all the time with the HUDs being wrong, like completely far off from where they should be, and they close anyway. It's wild.
Got it, got it. So you're basically making sure that an investor, that one of your clients, don't just, close blind. Basically, you're kind of like in the middle of like you're not an
Yeah.
attorney, but you're trying not to be the agent as well. So
Hmm.
you're trying to be in the middle,
Got
but
to take
still.
that hat off. Yeah, I'm not here to give advice and things like that, but truly, like it's more of a partnership, and I prefer to
Mhm,
have partnerships like JVs to where
mhm.
I become one of the parties to the transaction, so I can have free reign as a principal in the transaction to negotiate if I had to. If the contract that they started with didn't reflect what they really wanted on it, or something else came up, like, well, we got to revise something here. um, finding an extra $40,000 lien on a house when it was already pretty much capped out of equity, like that's a big thing to some people. Like, you know,
Got it, got it. Um, what's one lesson that you've learned the hard way in your real estate career?
um, don't count on one deal. Um, you got to line them up. You got to line the opportunities up. You got to keep them coming. That's if you're a wholesaler, if you're an agent, if you're a TC, even if you're a fix and flipper, like you got to keep constantly looking at deals. And I think everybody should find the motivated sellers.
Okay, cool. What do you see like a kind of like a common mistake for newer investors that they make over and over?
Oh, believing everything a wholesaler tells them.
Okay,
Everything, ARV, cash flow, everything.
got it, got
They
it.
believe it all. Sadly.
Okay. I've been on the other side as well as a wholesaler, as a buyer, mostly on the end buyer side. And when a wholesaler sends me a deal, I don't believe it first of all. But I guess someone like you, Joe, that is licensed, right? That would be very beneficial for them to have a partner like you, where you could check, the comps. You could check
Right.
the rent comps as well.
Hmm.
So how is it like working with you for someone that don't really know you and just wants to reach out and okay, let's, you know, how does it like working with you when it comes to that kind of partnership?
Um, I think you'd be kind of like talking about what would be like our intro call, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just like 15, 20 minutes. For what part of the real estate business are you in? I hate it when people say, I do real estate. I mean, that's a very broad answer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just what part of it you're in. I mean, there's so many different departments, right? There's the lending side, there's the servicing side, there's the rental side, there's insurance, there's so many parts to it. But just to know what that person, which part of it they're in, and how I can connect them with other people to keep things flowing.
Got it, got it. If you were to start all over again, what's something you'd wish you understood earlier in your journey when it comes to real estate?
Um, what's something I wish I would have learned earlier? Um, I mean, the the people that were flipping houses when I was like the um, COVID hit and prices were just going up like
Yeah.
crazy. It was a roller coaster, like just heading up, right? Um, I think being in that roller coaster of um riding it up, but not being able to, not like predict, but I guess like forecast, at least short
Mm-hmm.
term, if that could have changed. And I don't know if there is a way to even, who could have predicted anything that happened, right? But
Yeah.
um, um, I guess buying into an inflated market, that watch out for that.
Watch out for that.
Yeah,
So if I were to answer that question as well, oh man, like my rehab numbers are always wrong. It's
just
like
double it.
that has been the thing. Like it seems like if my rehab number is like 50, it's gonna be like around 80 or 90 plus, right? I
Yeah.
always have all these calculators and they're never really right. You can't just look at a property and then, oh yeah, I know what this is. Now, if it's just a light rehab, then it's fine. But if you see something heavy, there's always something that is wrong, and
Hmm.
you need to peel it and then see what's wrong with it, and figure out, okay, do you want to touch this? You want to go all out, or just keep it bare and do the minimum rehab to put it back on the market? So that's kind of like, I think I did a couple of those that are like I shouldn't have done a full rehab. It should have been like, okay, just stick to your budget
Original plan.
and original plan. If not, rent it out, but at least
Yeah.
you still have a lot of equity, and not go over where like, oh, because once there's no equity, you can't really save the deal. I guess difficult.
Well, I mean, but if you're in it and you've like mortgaged it or whatever and you got long-term debt,
Yeah,
it's
long term debt. Yeah,
you really don't lose that equity until you close and sell, right? Because it's
yeah.
just an idea, it's a concept. Equity is just it's made up money, right? It's just the
Mm-hmm.
thought of a value of something. So if you held it for 5 or 7 years and it appreciated, then you would have equity again and you can sell it.
Yeah,
Of course, it's got a cash flow and it's going to come with issues. It might even take a loss for a little bit, but where do you want to be?
that depends. Some people they just don't want to hold. They'll just,
Yeah.
and that's what. Yeah, for me, I'm all right with holding. But okay. So Joe here is actually a sponsor at the real estate ranch, and he went to our last one, which we had almost about 150 people. It
Yeah, it
was a
was
bit
huge.
crazy, and we'd like to have him more. We'd like to do these types of videos with him, and hopefully, we're gonna create more of a very very niche topics to talk about. So Joe,
Yeah.
can you tell me what are your plans when it comes to, I guess, working with the ranch? Um, what do you see yourself in the next few years?
Yeah, so one thing that we talked about was maybe niching down on something specific. Uh, Most people say sub two or creative financing or whatever, or just
Mm-hmm.
call it seller financing. They're all just wraparound mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like taking a deep dive into, helping people understand the dynamics of them. You always see people on Instagram post how easy it is, but there's so much. It's easy to get into a bad deal. Let's just say that it is easy to do that.
Yeah. My experience in it, like I got lucky in my first one because I wrapped my own mortgage, my VA loan mortgage, right, to an
Hmm.
attorney and a realtor. So if something
Mm.
were ever to happen, I could always say like, look, I was in
This
such a
attorney
severe
agent took
I was
advantage of me.
I was in a
Yeah.
severe disadvantage, but he's a good dude, he's a good friend of mine. But like I know out there, like a lot of things could happen where, you get into a sub two and it's actually their loan and they don't know how to, what's the repercussion to go after, and like, oh, there's nothing, right? Because they're just doing this thing like with bare bones like
Hmm.
contracts, and it doesn't, sub two is a very complicated, I guess, wraps, mirror wraps, or wrap around mortgages are
Hmm.
complicated, and if you don't have anybody like Joe helping you, then you're gonna have to hire attorneys, which are gonna charge you a lot more.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your services, Joe. Like, how can you help people out there?
Well, we're uh, being a broker, it kind of makes me more of like a full service person, right?
Okay.
Um, a lot of the people that are contacting me are saying, I have this seller. I think there's this type of deal, but I don't know how to go from here. Um, or you know how to do the contracts and stuff. Let's just partner up and you help me do the acquisition and we'll split the disposition or something like that.
Hmm.
Second. Super loud. You can't hear it on your side, but there is a phone ringing on my browser.
Okay.
It's
It's still
super
calling you.
loud too. Yeah. Um, um, anyhow, where were we? That was
So
super.
you have a transaction coordination company, and then you're a mortgage broker, which means you have a team, a mortgage broker, a real estate
I was
broker,
like, wait, mortgage? No.
which means you have a team of real estate agents as
Hmm.
well. And is
And
there
a
anything else
few of
that you
them are,
do? Yeah,
a few of them are creative.
a few of them are creative.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Um, I mean, you know, we we're just looking for motivated sellers. That's it.
motivated sellers. Okay,
I mean,
cool.
if we find something, we can wholesale it. We can put it on the market. We can, partner with somebody to take it down, whatever.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I wanted to do more of a deep dive topic with you on our next one.
Hmm.
We're going to be talking about wraparound mortgages and sub two, and
Hmm.
also mirror wraps, right? Because all of these, you know, like names, like you don't, like most people don't really understand what they are. So, yeah, Joe, how can people reach you if they wanted to get in touch with you? And are you around social media a lot?
Not quite. The best way to reach me is actually going to be either email or text,
Okay.
because I can, in most cases, mark those as unread so that I can definitely go back to it later when I have time to think about a response. Um, but not so much on like Instagram and stuff like that. To be honest, there's so many people that send me like random videos, like friends and family that send me random things on there, and I just let the messages get out of hand on like Instagram and Facebook. But if somebody wanted to reach me, it would be 281-519 2375. Call or shoot me a text. I usually answer every call unless I'm on something with Kel Balase. Like, I'm not gonna answer that for this guy.
Awesome, awesome, Joe. Well, that's it for us, and we'll be in touch on the next one, and we'll stop the recording.